and welcome to Coffee and Chat with Why. I'm your host, Yamala. Thank you for being here today. Looking at someone's career from the outside can seem like a straight line of success, but when you're living that journey, it is a different story. Today, we will talk about the real estate path of Armando the GOAT. How are you, Armando?
I'm pretty good. How you doing, Mel?
Good, good. I'm glad to have you here today. We'll be talking about your path to the real estate. Do you drink coffee, Armando?
Usually I don't, but you asked me if I wanted something to drink, and I knew we were going to be here today, so I'm like, you know what? Let me try the cappuccino.
I'm
So
glad. Do you enjoy
yeah,
it?
I did. I did. It was pretty good.
That's good. As you know, we're going to be talking a little bit about your history and your story.
hmm
When you think back to those days of who were you?
And it's crazy. We here today, right? The old Armando. Like it's not too many people know the old Armando, right? So how long we been knowing each other for?
Over a decade.
Right? It's a very long time. I would describe the old Armando as someone that's very passionate, right?
Yes.
Someone who was very reckless when it came to a lot of different things, making decisions to better himself. Someone that was very caring, but someone that didn't know how to express himself, right? So I might wanted something for someone, something positive, but I didn't really know on how to address it because I wanted that so much for that person that so often I came very aggressive, right? So I had my first son when I was 26 years old. I was very motivated, but at the same time, I was still hanging out with the wrong crowd a little bit. But that was the time that I was making that transition. So, I could say that I was a very peculiar type of person, right?
Yes.
That I can say. So my energy was always been there, right? I was the type of person that didn't took, I don't know if I could curse here or not, but I
You didn't
didn't
take any
took I
BS.
didn't take any BS from no one. That's exactly what I was. I was always in the front line for war, for anything that came my way,
Yes.
and that's what I used to be. A knucklehead. I could say that I was a knucklehead.
But
So
sometimes, it's funny, you're like a rock shining into a diamond. Because look at you now.
yeah,
All those
yeah,
things that you think
yeah,
were a flaw, you change them and impact them into someone who you are
yeah.
today. That's amazing. Did you always see yourself becoming an entrepreneur?
Believe it or not, that word didn't even come to my mind until I became a real estate agent, right? And the funny thing is, after I became a real estate agent, looking back at it, I think that I always been one. I always been one
Yes, you were.
since I was a kid,
Yes.
because I think for you to be that type of person, right? You have to multitask with so many different things. Like you have to have a different type of upbringing, right? I guess the word hustler right
Yes.
now, right?
Yes.
So that word now it's more welcoming than it used to be
Mm-hmm.
10, 15, 20 years ago, right? You used to use the word hustler and people used to think like, oh, you selling drugs, or you doing this, or you doing that. But it's not the case. Like I always been a hustler since I was a kid, right? So I can go outside and talk to someone, and if I have a cup of it could be anything. Like I have a bottle of water, if I want to sell it, so I can buy two more, so I can have five more. I've done it before. I remember I used to live in Philly, right? I
I
used to live in
remember.
Philly. I remember when it was a time that it was no gas in Jersey, and I was living in Philly, and I still have family in Jersey and Newark, right? I fill up probably like 4 or 5 gallons of gas, and I had it in my trunk, and I drove from Philly to Jersey, and I sold it. I still have pictures to this
No
day that
way.
I can show it to you. Yeah. So yeah, I think I always been one, and then with Aaron's, I think Aaron's was a big core of my success as a
Yes.
man,
Your
right?
milestone.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's what we did.
Exactly. And you know what's funny? I was going to tell you that I can't believe you don't remember this, but you were also the regional manager. You were selling cars on the side.
Yeah, I
Remember that?
was. Yes, I
I was
was.
actually telling, them, I was like, I hope he remembers that you
Yeah,
were
yeah,
always
yeah,
an entrepreneur.
yeah.
And I think that now that word is used more frequently, but
hmm
you're actually right.
Yeah,
Hustle, we used to hustle to get what we
yeah,
needed. And
yeah.
that is very true.
I remember we used to be at the office, like at that store, like what, from 8 o'clock in the morning to 9 o'clock, ten
Yes.
o'clock at night sometimes.
Yes.
You know,
To close
going
those
on
numbers.
close those numbers, like, you know, going knock on people's doors at what time? Like, wow, like 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
I used to plot on a not on the people. I used to plot on the time,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Just like, hey, they have kids,
They're
right?
going out, remember?
They going out. They want to go to
Oh,
school. So you
yes.
know, you be there 8:15 in the morning. I guarantee you that somebody will open the door because they have kids. They got to go to school. It just like it molded me to be who I am today.
Yes. It gave us
So
character.
it gave us character.
I
Yeah.
definitely agree with you on that. When you think of the younger self, what would you say to him today?
Wow. The younger self, right? That's the problem. I think I'm still the younger
Hey,
self.
me too. I was saying we was gonna say keep going. Like
Right?
this is nothing. You got so much more to
Wow.
go.
But you know, I would say um, education, information,
Yes.
right? What do I mean by education? I don't mean college,
Absolutely.
right? I don't mean you know, go to school for so many. No, I mean education. I mean information as far as get informed on how you can make money, right? Get informed on how you can invest your money, right? I'm a person that grew up, you know, in the streets, the streets of Newark, right? I didn't really have that much guidance. I'm the oldest out of four siblings. And when I came to the United States in 2001, I didn't have a father figure that would actually tell me what to do. So I was always the first one, you know, in my neighborhood that had the first hoopty, the first car, you know, that is lease or finance, the first one with the apartment, the first one with the official girlfriend, the first one that had a kid. So anything that bad or good that happened, I was always the first one going through it, right? And you know, I'm the first one to admit it. I grew up in the strip clubs, you know, shooting pool. You know, I wasn't even in the strip clubs for the girls. I was in the strip clubs for the hustle. That I used to gamble, you know, shooting pool, and I always used to be around the older cats, and I used to be around the younger cats as well. That's when I developed, you know, certain senses about myself that I can talk to any kind of person, right?
Yes.
But that would say just the information, right? Because I spent so much money, just blew money, just not doing anything without thinking. Like, dude, you can pick a couple hundreds, go pick yourself a vending machine,
Mm-hmm.
you know, go pick up some stocks, like go pick up some tax liens. You can pick up tax liens from anything between 300 to 500 to 1,000. Pick up a trade school, right? You don't have to go to college.
Yep.
And you know, that's why I would have told my young self, you know, get informed, get information, get, you know, go explore the world, go travel. I didn't start to travel until I was really old, you know, older. That's when I really started traveling around a lot. And I always used to travel when I was younger, but after I got to Newark, New Jersey, like I just literally got stuck. You know, I went out a couple times.
Yeah.
I went out of country, just very few times, but now it's just like I can't stop. Just
Yeah.
last year alone, like I traveled over 25 times last year, and this year I'm planning to travel about 100 times. So it's, you know, but I don't want to get off the topic. But yes,
No,
I would say information. You know, that would have told what I would have told my young self. Get informed, get
absolutely.
acknowledgement.
But
So
you know, just on a side note, what you're doing now is what you're showing your children.
yeah,
So if you didn't go through those milestones and through those learning experiences, you wouldn't be able to guide your
yeah,
children.
yeah,
You know, and unfortunately, it takes one person to kind of fail and
yeah,
get back up and
yeah,
learn
yeah.
to
You have to learn. It's fun. It's funny you mentioned that. My oldest one, he's 16 years old. He already drives. He has a job. He's got his girlfriend now. I just taught this kid how to shoot a gun, literally like a couple weeks ago. And every time I go to Florida to go see my son, spend some time with him, when I go to Florida, before I come back, before I leave, I teach him something,
exactly a life skill.
a life skill, right? And because he's 16 years old, he got into school a year earlier than any other kid. So he's going to graduate a year earlier. And he actually came to me. He told me that he's going to pick up a trade school. He's going to become an electrician.
That's
So
amazing.
that's what he's going to have to do. That's what he will do. And after he become an electrician, then he's going to go back to college. He's not going to go back to college just because of the so you can get a degree or
Yeah.
things like that. He's going to college for the connections and the network,
Correct.
right? Because if you're already an electrician and then you have that trade on you, right, in you, and now you can go and talk to so many different people, so many different kids of your age from so many different states. You can only imagine, the connections that you will have.
Yes,
So
100%, and I do agree with you on
yeah.
that. Now you're transitional from regional manager to real estate. Can you give me a little bit
Oh
of
wow.
the
That that
information on how that happened?
that was tough. That was really tough. How could I explain that one, right? Without getting into too many details, I always been working in errands. I was with errands a total of probably like 15, almost 15 years. I started a corporate, right, in Plainfield, then transition to franchise. But prior to that, I was in Plainfield, then I work in Perth Amboy, work in New Brunswick. Then I got promoted
That's what I was gonna say. I want you to tell them that you literally started from the bottom at
from the
Aaron's
bottom.
all the way
I'm
to the
telling you,
regional manager.
I remember till this day, my salary was $8.60 as a delivery driver in Plainfield, and I had to be dressed up, like literally, like I had slacks, button ups, tucked in with a tie. I remember the summertime; it was like 80 something degrees. It was hot, and I'm in a truck delivering, furniture with a tie on, with a t-shirt, with the slacks, with the shoes, and that built character, right? So I already had my little attitude, right? So I was doing the transition from having that street mentality to being part of the corporate world, and I was right there. In it was a balance that was happening at the same time. I still had the street smarts in me, and now I'm acquiring, the corporate mentality
Yep.
in me, right? So I would literally say a month in as a delivery driver, I got promoted to the accounts department because someone sent me on the road to go collect some money because somebody owed some money, and they gave me a list of like 5 to 10 people, and these are people that owe money for probably like 3 months, 4 months. The accounts,
What did we call it? The back bucket?
the back
The
buckets,
back
right?
bucket.
It's people that it's 60 and 90 days over, and now you already know, like it's almost impossible for you to get these people to pay you or for you to return your merchandise back to the store. I remember they gave me that list. It was about 10 people in there, and I came back. And out of those 10 people, I came back with probably like 4 payments, and I came back with about 2 to 3 different merchandise back from the other clients. And I remember they were all looking at me like crazy. It's like, dude, how did you do that? Like, I've been calling this guy for months. Like, I've been calling this girl for weeks. I went to their job. They looked at me and they said, "F you." Like, how did you do that by yourself? And I'm not gonna lie. The street smarts kicked in a little bit. I didn't do anything illegal, but I was very assertive, right?
Yeah.
The old me, I would have used the word aggressive,
Yes.
right? But the new me, I would use the word assertive,
Yeah.
right? And I just started having conversations with the clients, like just keeping it real because I understand where they come from, right?
100%.
Instead of me going and saying like, "Hey, pay me now," or "Give me this merchandise now," I went and I asked, "What's up with you? Like, what's going on? Like, how can I help you? Like, why haven't you paid? You know I have to come back here tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
How can I help you so you can help me? What can we do? How can we help each other out?" "Oh, I have a 75-inch TV in the living room. The payment is almost $200 a month." I'm like, "Man, why don't we downgrade this? Why not going back from a 75 to a 55-inch until you can get back on your feet? And then I'll personally come and bring back the 75 if that's what you want it back. Like, I can make it happen for you." "Oh, what do you have?" "Oh, I have a big sectional." "Okay, why not get a small section?" Well, the prices, this, and listen, now that I'm no longer part of Aaron's, right? I can say the interest rates were outrageous. So you guys can have an idea of you paying a 75-inch TV, right? Having a 75-inch TV and paying $199 a month for the next 24 months. It's insane.
Yep.
It's insane. You do the math.
Yep. That's it. That's what we're gonna tell you on
Yeah.
that.
You do the math.
Yeah,
But
it's a lot of interest rates.
that's how I started. Once they see what I was capable of doing, They promoted me to the accounts department, and I just took from there. They had problems in the store in New Brunswick. Then they promoted me to accounts manager in New Brunswick. I was walking around in the projects in New Brunswick, changed their store around, and I remember the gatekeepers, the store managers that didn't want me to succeed because of my attitude. And one day, the regional manager called me and asked me, like, dude, we have a position for you as a store manager in Philly, South Philly. I didn't even think twice.
Absolutely not.
I just pick up and took off. So I'm coming in. I'm feeling myself. Dude, you from Newark, New Jersey. Like
You got the little.
I got the little swagger. I'm different. Like this is going to be an easy breeze for me. Listen, when I got to Philly, and I'm thinking like I'm Mr. Big Shot. I'm thinking like I'm tough. When I got to Philly, I got humbled. They humbled me in Philly. People in Philly are so real, like so to the core, so direct. Like they don't take bull crap from no one.
No one.
You can look at them the wrong way, they're gonna say something to you. And the crazy part is, the guys don't even start problems like that. It's the females. It's the ladies.
Over there.
Over there. It's the ladies. I remember I'm in my own store. On my first 2 weeks into that store, right? I kid you not, I literally had to have about 10 different ladies that came to my store with their boyfriends to come to beat me up. I own everything. They came to get me.
Like, and who's this manny on the phone calling me?
It was the audacity for them.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. How dare you call? Because now she's getting aggressive with me on the phone. I'm not taking a bull crap. I'm not being disrespectful. And she's getting mad because I'm not being disrespectful, but I'm getting to her mentally. Like, and now she wants to come to the store to find out who is this store manager that has the audacity to talk to me the way he's talking to me. And that's what they did. Listen, emotional intelligence, even back then, I always had a lot of it. And I don't know if it helps or not, but I'm a Virgo, right? I think I have two sides of me. The one side, my emotional intelligence is so high, they tell me like, hey, be clinical, be thoughtful, be mindful, fall back. And then the other side of me is TTG, right? Train to go. Don't think, you see red, attack. And in Philly, that other side of me did not come out. It couldn't. Something would have happened to me.
You would have been, no.
Something would have happened to me, but I deviated a lot of those situations. I end up bringing the boyfriend into the office and speak to the boyfriend face to face, standing up, talking to him face to face, eyes locked in, man to man, and most of the conversations more reasonable. Most of the conversations always started with, "Can I ask you a question? If is you on my side, on my shoes, right? And you calling my girl, asking about a product that my girl has that belongs to you, is going on 6 months. Your girl have not paid for that product, and you work for the company, and you call my girl, and my girl get disrespectful with you. How would you take that, my brother?"
Exactly.
Honestly speaking, matter of fact, it's your woman, and now I started to smile, right? Now I start to crack a few jokes, right? And deep down inside, that man knows the type of woman they have at home.
Yes.
That man knows how many times they argue at home because of her attitude, right? And I always end up the conversation with, dude, it's whatever you guys want to do, man. I cannot call the cops on you. Just know that my company, they're going to call me. The higher ups, they're going to tell me that I need to go back there again. You have the merchandise you're not paying for. You're going to get mad. 9 out of 10, you're going to get out the house, and you're probably going to try to fight. I'll never raise my hands against you, but I'm not going to just sit there neither, right? Because if she swing at me, I'm going to have no choice but to swing back, right? But at the same time, that's not what we're here for, my brother. You have a family, I have a family. Let's discuss how we can fix the situation. And I always came up with different, solutions for them. And That's exactly who I am. I'm a troubleshooter, problem solver, and I think we both got that from working at errands.
Absolutely,
You
absolutely. And
know, so
that store definitely, even on my end, on my perspective, being accounting and doing AR, helped me
yeah,
in my path.
yeah,
And I want to let you know, with all those little stories and all those little events that you had, make you who you are today.
hmm,
To be the real estate person,
yeah,
to give the knowledge
yeah,
to your customers, to your client,
yeah.
because I know that you go hand on hand for them.
Oh yeah, I do.
So
I go.
that's why you
I go to
care.
war. I go to war. It's so crazy that I tell people all the time. I'm a little bit crazy. If you guys look at my social media, one day you guys can see me partying somewhere. Next day y'all can see me in the middle of Trenton and Newark and beat up houses. Next minute you can see me next to a millionaire, and I am just myself.
Correct.
That's all who I can be, right? So it's like I constantly tell people I'm not a realtor, right? Even though I am, but I'm not a realtor because I think that today's society, the realtors that we have nowadays today, they focus too much into being realtors.
Mm-hmm.
When you focus only into being a realtor, you forget to add the most important aspect of this business, which is the human side. You have to be yourself. You have to learn the type of client that you're dealing with. Like
Correct.
you have to understand like who's the decision maker in here. You have to understand that the minute you leave and your clients leave, if it's a couple, they're going to argue in that car because the wife wants the house that is worth $1 million and the husband doesn't want to pay for that, or the husband wants the house with the pool in the backyard and the wife doesn't want the pool because they have little kids and she's scared of that. So you have to be mindful and you have to dissect your clients. And this is what I'm grateful to be able to do, because if you can't do that, it's going to be very hard for you to put a deal on the contract and for you to take that client off market. And I'm grateful for me to being able to do that. I think my average right now, from the point that I get the client for the first time, it takes me about 7 days for me to put a deal on the contract with a client.
Wow.
I literally take them out. I take them out once. I show them a few houses. It's guaranteed we submit an offer. And if the offer doesn't get accepted, my second time taking the client out, we will put 3 to 4 offers, and one offer going to get accepted, and we'll close the deal.
But I'm guessing you take them to the houses that you already observed that they want.
Yes.
So it makes it a little bit shorter for you because you're sitting down and having that
Yes.
conversation with
Yes.
your clients, knowing
Yes.
what they want.
Yes. So I'll tell you what's the difference, right? A lot of agents, what they do is they can get a little bit acquainted with the client over the phone, but they don't understand the client's needs. The client can tell you, like, hey, I'm looking for a single family home, 3 bedrooms, 1 bath. The basement needs to be finished. Yeah, you can find so many houses like that. But did you ask the most important questions, though? How many children do you have? Right? And if you do have children, how old are the kids? If you have a teenager, you already know that a teenager want a room that is kind of like separated from any other rooms because they need their privacy, right? If you have a little kid, you want to make sure that you have a house that doesn't have too many steps, right? And if you have some steps, they're not too high up, so that way to the point that it'd be safe for the kids, right?
Yeah.
Dogs, pets. Do you have any pets? Do you need? One thing is you have in a house that has a backyard. Another thing is you have in a house that has you have a fenced in, all the way fenced in backyard that you don't have no access to the outside unless you open the door, right? So you have to go out with the client. So a lot of people, I call it a mercy showing.
You know what it sounds like?
What?
You want to ask them what makes them feel safe.
That's exactly what it is.
And that's all those questions is what makes them feel safe.
That's exactly what it is.
Because you can sell anyone a wall, but it may not make them feel safe,
Yeah.
and they're not going to buy it.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
That's a very
Yeah.
good
And
quality.
then there's another thing too, right? So it's the emotional side of it. If you're dealing with a client that talks a lot, I stay quiet, right? I pay attention to the key points of what they're saying, so that way I don't get lost because they talking too much, right? If you have a client that doesn't speak at all, it's your job to talk a lot to see, if they open up to you. And this is what I do. A lot of people, say, "Oh, real estate is an image." You guys know me from wearing my fancy suits and the shoes and all of that. But I think now I've been wearing less and less suits, and I'll be doing a lot more business. And even the cars that I drive, like I drive a 2014 Honda Sonata in Jersey. I have the same exact car in Florida. Both of the cars is paid for. The one in Jersey, I paid $10,000 for cash. Called an Uber 3 hours from Jersey to upstate New York. The car is brand new on the inside and the outside, and the car only had 12,000 in the dash. Clean, brand new car that I paid $10,000 for. If I would have to put this car in the market today, right now it has about 30,000 in the dash. I could have easily sell that car for like $13,000-$14,000.
Like, yeah,
probably a little bit more, right?
Yeah, good detail, good wash, good
And
everything.
people ask me like, why would you get a car like that since you're making so much money? It's because you guys don't understand. First, I don't live just in Jersey, right? I live in Dominican Republic. I live in Florida. I live in Jersey. I would never had time for me to enjoy a luxury car that I'm paying $1,000 or $1,500 a month for the car that
Correct.
a car that I will actually will beat up with the mileage and driving around. No, you have to think. You have to really think. Hey, do I want to treat myself on the weekends and I want to drive something like? Yes, I can call Toro. You get what I'm saying? Like I can go to one of these dealerships. They know who I am. I could just do business with them. Just call them like, hey, can you drop off such and such car to my door? I just need it for the weekend. I need it for the night. $100 a night, $200 a night. That's it. I don't have to pay the $1,500 a month for that car note. And I think that's one of those things about me that I show up as myself.
And I think you've always done that.
Yeah, I always have done that.
Even 10 years ago,
Yeah.
like I remember you having one car to like do your errands with, and then you also having another car that you would go out with. Now you
Yep.
did live in Jersey, you
Yep.
did prioritize
Yep.
and be here, so it was a lot different
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
what you're doing now.
Yeah.
So I definitely agree with you on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
At what point did you decide to build a team instead of staying solo?
Wow. I would say I'm very ambitious, as you know, right? I told myself that the minute I became a realtor, literally 2 weeks into it, I knew that this business, it's not for everyone, right? Real estate is so consuming mentally, right? You can only imagine you working with about 3 to 4 people at the same time, and you have 3 to 4 deals in the contract at the same time. It's so many moving components before so you can take it from an offer accepted to a closing, right? That you will have to become a maniac for
Yes.
you to put these deals in the contract. And I knew for a fact that I don't want to live like that. I just don't, right? So I had to assimilate the situation, right? I had to get in tune with what it really takes for you to be a very successful realtor. And I knew that I seen everyone, having teams, and I automatically thought about it, right? Coming from business background, corporate background, right? I wanted to get a team right away because the goal was make a name for yourself, brand yourself, help as many realtors as you can, give an opportunity that was not given to you. Charge them just a little commission, right? Don't charge them too much, and have a team of like 10, 20 people to the point that one day you don't have to work and you can stay at home and spend more time with your children, right? Man,
It's not that easy.
it's not that easy.
I know.
It's not that easy. I went through a lot of different agents in the past, like I would say, like 4 years, and I became a team lead literally like 3 months into being a realtor. So I learned with all my mistakes, right? I didn't even made enough money, and I'm the first one to say it and admit it. Like I was broke. Like when I mean broke, it's every money that I made, I reinvested right back into my business, right? And a lot of people don't understand that. So when I came across a lot of agents, especially all the ungrateful agents, the one that didn't understood, like, hey, we are building something, and I'm facilitating so many different things for you. Your job is to work, like not for me, for yourself. Your job is to make sure that if you can bring the team a couple dollars a month, I'll be able to focus a little bit more on different things. I'll be able to give you more better things. But if you're not closing any deals, and I have a team of 5 to 10 agents, just to say that I have a team, I'm going to lose myself,
Yep.
right? And as resilient as I am, as resourceful as I am, I became a master of budgeting. That's exactly what it is. Like,
Of
you become a master of budgeting. So I'll say, like, after 2 years, I just told myself, dude, you are working for one purpose only, and that purpose is for you to stop working so you can spend more time with your children. Right?
correct.
2 years ago, you said, oh, last year, you're going to stop working crazy so you can spend some more time with your kids. That didn't happen. The following year, you said the same thing. That didn't happen. So now I sat back and I asked myself, like, dude, you made money. Where's your money?
Yep.
It's reinvested into people in your team. Some of them, right? Most of them, they no longer here. And you invested all your money into your business. That doesn't allow you to fall back, because if agents are not closing any deals, you cannot make no money, so you can't stop working.
Correct. It's that
So
simple.
it's exactly what it is. It's not sustainable. And now, people see the glamorous life on Instagram, like me going out, me traveling, good eats, nice restaurants, always out and about. That don't mean anything,
Exactly.
right? That's not really part of the business. No, the part of the business is you coming in, build a team, give opportunities to people that really want to work and want to shine. And then when it's time for them to leave your team, they can leave the right way. Like, I will support it for you to leave the right way, because you're not going to be my first agent, and you're definitely not going to be my last one.
Correct.
And then the most important thing is, that is no Social Security, that is no 401k plan, that is nothing. What you put in real estate is what you get out, right? So I can't no longer allow people to play with my time. I just
Time
can't.
is money.
What I'm going to do, I'm going to be one of the most successful realtors out here. And by the time my kids turn 18, 19, they're going to resent me, because, yes, daddy supported us financially, but daddy wasn't around physically, emotionally for us, right? Can no longer do that.
No.
And then people don't have no respect. And it's one thing I learned in this business, right? The more you do for people, the more you give, the more they will take it for granted. And after a while, the more and more you keep giving, after a while, they look at you like, hey, I need this. Give me this. It doesn't belong to me. I didn't work hard for it, but I feel that I deserve it because you keep giving it to me. Like, so it's the entitlement, right? And then the minute you stop them, because they don't think you have it in you, right? Because they only see you being a giver, right? So now when you finally stop them, they get shocked. Like,
yeah. It's like, how dare you?
Oh my God, how dare? I'm like, no.
It's enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
Yep.
And that's the type of mood that I'm in 2026. I'm here to make money. A lot of people tell me now, hey, it's time for you to open up your own brokerage, right? Because they tell me all the time, dude, you run your business already as a broker. You always have run your business as a brokerage, right? Why don't you open your own brokerage? I don't want to do it right now.
No, and you should.
It's not the right time. For what? For me to open up my own brokerage now, I have liabilities, right? I have responsibilities. I have an office that needs to have a broker associate present at all time. I have an office that need an admin. I have, utilities to pay for. I have people that I'm responsible for. You have insurance, I don't want those type of responsibilities right now. I want to make money.
And have your time.
Yeah, and have my time to spend time with my children. I don't want that. As you guys know, I travel a lot. I don't have time for that.
No.
So 2026 is to make money. I used to say, what is it? 2025, the most expensive currency wasn't money, was time.
Correct.
In 2026, the most expensive currency is peace of mind.
Yes.
And that's the journey that I'm in 2026. You want to do some F stuff to me? Go ahead. As long as you don't disrespect my manhood, I'm going to let you slide with anything, because my time is too precious.
Yeah.
Right? My children's time is too precious. My client's time is too precious. If my sanity is not there and I'm constantly engaging into toxic activities with people, if I'm constantly entertaining negative people, when would I have the healthy time to spend with myself?
To enjoy yourself.
Enjoy myself, so I can be a better person for my children, my team, and my clients. No, the math ain't mathing in 2026. It's just
And
not.
you're right. And
So
everything has to be about your peace of
yeah,
mind.
that's exactly what it is. But that's why I decided to have a team so I can actually spend more time with my kids. And it turned out it didn't work out that way. But
No.
guess what though? It built something in me, right? The character is still built. I'm still building that character,
Correct.
right? As me coming from backgrounds that I came from, didn't really had a guidance growing up. So I embrace everything.
Yes.
I
And
embrace
you have
everything,
to.
and you have to. I take accountability for everything, right? I know who I am as a person. If you come to me in front of a million people, you tell me like, hey, Armando is this. I'll be the first one to say like, yes, I am.
Mm-hmm.
And so what, right? I take accountability for my actions. I can go to sleep at nighttime without worrying about if somebody said this about me or said about. I
Yes.
really don't care.
Yes.
I really don't.
And that's how you have to be.
Yeah, that's
As
how you
long
have to
as
be.
you're not hurting anyone and you're okay with being with yourself, that is the most important thing.
And we always attracting people like that
Yes.
because they want that energy from us. Like,
Yes.
listen, it's no more available to give for free. We
Unfortunately.
can, unfortunately. It's like we hit a peak of so many people coming in drainers and they want this, they want that. No, we can no
It's
longer do that.
it's no more.
No.
They, like I said, they want to see the easy
Yeah.
access, and
Yeah.
it's not it.
Yeah.
Now, my next question to you is: which states and countries does your team sell real estate in?
So we currently sell, the Pina Group currently sell real estate in New Jersey, New York, North Carolina, Florida, Dominican Republic, Colombia, and we started selling in Portugal, in Mexico. Didn't really work out yet the way it's supposed to, because I deal with so many different people, so many different brokerages at the same time, that the right move needs to make sense, right?
Correct.
But steady, steady, steady. Right now, we are really throughout those 4 to 5 states that I mentioned in the United States, and definitely in Dominican Republic.
That's good.
Yeah.
Now, which area in the Dominican Republic are you currently
Myself, I personally live. So you guys know I won't give too many, details
yeah.
about it, but I live personally. I live in New Jersey, Florida, and Punta Cana.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's
I
good.
do business all over in Dominican Republic. It's funny. I've been in Santiago, Jarabacoa, Boca Chica, Santo Domingo, Las Terrenas, Punta Cana, and every time I go to DR, I explore a different province.
And it's so different.
It's so different.
And
So different.
yeah.
It's like Las Terrenas to me is the Hollywood, right, of the United States. Punta Cana is becoming the Miami
Yes.
of United States. And Santiago.
It's like New
though,
York.
No.
I think it's
Santiago is a family oriented town. It's just like it's the heart just come out. Like if you want to raise, if you are in DR, you cannot go anywhere else, and you pick a place for you to raise children. I'll say Santiago.
Yeah.
That's just me, and I know about it. I've been there. It could be other places, right? La Serena is probably safer, right? It's a little bit more exquisite. But as far as like the family traits to pick up that charisma, definitely goes. I would have picked Santiago to raise a family.
Yeah.
Definitely. So,
My son is from there. We took him there a couple of years ago.
Gotcha.
I'm actually more south,
Mhm.
south of Santo Domingo, so
Gotcha.
it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
And especially with time, things
Mhm.
have definitely changed
Mhm.
over there.
Yeah.
Now, what does leadership look to you?
Mm. The first word, sacrifice. Right.
That is.
You have to be. It's funny. We used to talk about this in errands, right?
Remember?
I don't know if we have. I think we had the picture, right, where you have a group of people. It's like 5 people. Then you have the boss. The boss is in the back, right, with the whip. Just keep throwing the whip at the workers for them to keep working, right? Then you have a leader that he's out front. He's taking all the hits first before
The team.
the team takes the hits, right? And that's just who I am. Sacrifice. That's what leadership to me means right now. So you have to sacrifice. You have to be the last one getting paid. You are the one who pay all the bills. You are the one who's responsible for so many different things. If your agents go months and months and months without closing anything, your payroll don't stop. Your overhead doesn't stop. If you have to stop paying a personal bill so you can pay the business bill, that's what you will have to do. If you have to, if you can't, if you don't, if you have to stop going out, that's what you will have to do. If you have to cancel that trip,
You
that's
have
what
to.
you have to do, right? And you have to be the bigger person.
Yes.
You have to be the bigger person. So let's make sure we don't get it confused with being a bigger person, because I don't think it's not too many people that is willing to be a bigger person
Mm.
nowadays no more, because we start to get that word, those words, being a bigger person, confused now.
Yes.
When I mean a bigger person, it's not towards taking disrespect and being quiet and just move on from it. No, being a bigger person as far as understanding that person, right? Being a bigger person as far as, hey, you're a little bit older, or even if that person is older than you have a little bit more experience, right? You more mature than that person. It's your job to teach, train, and develop, and it's your job to learn also, right? I,
Both
I'm
ways.
I'm forever a student of the game.
Yep. And
So
this, so am I. There's always things that you're going to be learning every single
single
day.
day,
Every single
and
day.
lead by example. How can you lead by example, right? Don't do what I do outside, right? Don't go party,
Mm-hmm.
don't stay up late, don't travel all the time, do not answer the phone. It's just like, what I'll tell you is, if you look at me, my work ethic, if you have to take something from Armando Pina, the
Is your work ethic.
leader, it's my work ethic, right? I'm not perfect, I'm still growing, right? But I'm out here.
Yes.
You look at my Instagram, it's people that come to me and they tell me, like, dude, what do you do? Like, you don't sleep. Look, we just mentioned about the coffee. I don't drink coffee. I don't drink energy drinks. I'm not into drugs, right? We are in the state of New Jersey right now. Might smoke my little weed once a week, once every 2 weeks, right? And that's about it.
And that's it.
That's it. My energy come from within. My energy come from me having two boys that, I feel like I'm running, the time is running out.
Yeah.
Because the minute these kids turn 18, they
That's it.
forever gonna love you. They're gonna check up on you
Yeah.
here and there, but they have their own life to live.
Correct.
And me being a free spirit person as I am, I already seen that in my children. Like my oldest one, he's 16 years old. He talking about he wants to move to Paris.
Oh
Like,
my goodness.
so by the time I get my team established, by the time I get my brokerage established, if that happens, if that's the route
He'll
that
be
I'll
already in
take,
Paris.
my son will already be in Paris.
He would already
So
be gone.
that's another reason why I cannot have a corporate job.
No.
I want to pick up and leave and go do what I want to do. So you a couple, it's a couple. One person is a realtor, a successful one, a busy one. The other person works a 9 to 5,
Two different lifestyles.
two different lifestyles. The first thing that happens is, you guys going out, y'all want to have a little me time. When the 9 to 5 get off of work, that person leaves work at work.
Correct.
A realtor,
Comes with it always.
it comes with it all the time. You guys can have an intimate dinner, right? You guys going out, relax a little bit. That phone's going to ring.
Yep.
That successful realtor will answer that phone.
Absolutely.
The realtor that is not successful and is not working, is not closing deals, that person will see that phone call and will not answer that phone.
Because they're not hungry.
They're not hungry.
They don't want it.
And people need to understand that, real estate is not a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
You have to restructure your whole life around your real estate career. You don't restructure real estate around your life.
Correct.
It's the opposite. And once you learn that, you'll be able to balance. But of course, after you've been in the business so many years as I've been, right? After a while, you have to create a balance.
You have to.
Yeah, and that's what I'm learning on how to do right now, which is creating that balance.
And it looks like you are creating your legacy and what you're doing.
Yeah,
and that's exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
And your children would be very proud of
Yeah.
you. And that's my next question. How has fatherhood shaped how you move in business?
My level of patience for BS and lack of common sense and conniving people, disrespectful people, I don't want to continue going. So I'll give you an example. Right now, I have two people into the real estate world that owes me about 12,000, 10 to $12,000 right now. Right? The old me, I would have probably went and got my money back with violence back then, right? So I had to restructure myself. Every time I make a decision, I think about my children.
Yes.
Every single time.
Same here.
Because now I had to restructure myself, and the way I think now, it has to be different. And now it's like, instead of me going after you, the violence with the violence way, I'm coming after you the legal way.
Correct.
And things is in the works. And people might think like, oh, nah, not Armando. Like, oh, this person really owes his money. He didn't do anything about it. Like, no, this, that, whatever. Like, it's like, yes, that's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
You guys want me to do something about it in a physical way. Why? If I do something in a physical way, I will be doing a disservice to my children.
Yes. And to
right?
yourself.
And to myself as well. Everything happens for a reason, right? I just learned something from that. And that's who I am. I'm always taking something positive out of the negative situation that might happen to me or might catch myself being in. And that's exactly what it is. Like, it's everything that I do. Every time I make a decision, my two boys come to my head, and it's kind of like they talking to me.
Yep.
It's like, no, Dad,
that's not
I know you're right. I know this one, hit you a little bit harder, but don't do it.
No.
Come home to us. You get what I'm saying? Go enjoy your freedom. And then I looked at it, and I brushed it off, and I talked to myself. Like, it's like, dude, if you're going to end up doing something to this person, right?
How are your children?
Basically, you're just telling yourself that you only worth $10,000 to $12,000.
Yep.
I'm not worth $10,000 to $12,000.
No. You're way more.
Way more than that. And it's not about the money. It's about your freedom, your mindset.
Yep.
It's just like, you just show me who you are. And I'm glad that it happened now than later.
Correct.
Because I would have been all the way invested. It would have been a lot harder for me to get away from a situation like that. And it's kind of like, now it's like, the minute that situation happened, I talked to my team, and I just jump. It's like, hey, we got to go. We got to do this. Believe me or not, when I tell you, every single agent of my team came with me. And times I'd be wondering, like, my team really be coming through? Like, they be pulling up for me, like, for my decisions, like the way I am, like things that happens behind the scenes that they don't know, certain things that I don't want to talk to them about, because their job is actually to have a peace of mind for them to continue to work and spend time at home with their family. So I have the mental, I'm the leader.
Yep.
I'm the one who's supposed to be taking all the hits because I'm the team lead, quote unquote. I am
boss.
The CEO of the Pina Group. No, it's, you have to be the CEO on the good moments, and you have to be the CEO in the bad moments.
Correct.
As well.
You have to be.
You have to be. So,
and that once again build characters to who you are.
Builds character. Yep.
Now, one last question. What motivates you on your hard days? Give us a quote that you usually think of.
You can't outwork me. That's always been my slogan, right? I wake up in the morning and I tell myself, dude, like, you tell the whole world that no one can outwork you, right? And it's not about the money. It's not about, you have a few agents in Jersey that's doing very well for themselves. They're doing better than I'm doing, right? They closing a lot more deals than I close, but they still cannot outwork me, though, right? 2 children in 2 different states, 5 different teams that were built in 2 years.
Yes.
Selling real estate out of country, different countries. Always being able to give the most to the teams. Always sacrificing. How can you outwork me? You just can't. So that's my motivation. Believe it or not, it keeps me younger like that.
And it needs to.
It keeps me younger like that, because it's like, if you don't have the motivation, and if you don't, And that's another thing. I love myself. You get what I'm saying?
You need to.
I tell people all the time, before you can love anybody else, you need to love yourself. You need to look up in the mirror and say, like, hey, I love the person I see in front of me. I take accountability. I like to work. I'm a worker. I will not sit at the office. I think I have ADD. I can't stay still.
And that's okay.
And that's okay because I embrace that, right?
Yes.
And it's kind of like that's what makes me happy. So social media, the Pina group, and on social media, Facebook, Instagram. So it'll be the underscore Pina underscore group underscore. And then you can find us on the web as well. Properties by the Pina Group.
Properties by the Pina Group.
That's it.
Exciting. And now, as you know, you are here selling in New Jersey.
Yes.
So if anybody is looking for a house, please reach out to the Pina Group.
And we service the whole New Jersey. It's gas tank is on full all the time. Don't matter if it's South Jersey. It don't matter if I have to drive an hour, 2 hours. That's why I have the 2014 Honda Sonata for. The gas tank is always in full.
That's good.
But our office is located in Clifton. So we have agents spread out throughout so many different towns, going from South Jersey to Central Jersey to Northern Jersey. Even in New York as well, we have agents in New York. So we here to assist, and we here to help you.
Yes.
You know, securing your home. Whether if you want to buy it or sell it, that's what we here for.
And our next episode, we're gonna bring Mr. Armando and a little bit of information about the Pina Group, just so anyone needs information. If you have any questions, you can email me, and once he is here to be interviewed, we can inform you of the questions that you have. Thank you for coming. Coffee and Chat with Y. See you again.